Hello, students. I welcome you to today's lesson, and I'm going to take you through one of the aspects of English language, literature. And under that, we'll be looking at the poem or poetry, and we'll be looking at one particular poem in the Cockerel Macaulay by Theresa Enin. So by the end of the lesson, the student is expected to identify literary devices in extracts given and also write briefly on at least a character in the poem. That's characterization. You should be able to identify a character and write on that character. Very good. So the mention of the title Macaulay rings a bell in your mind, right? Yes, Macaulay is a marketplace in Accra, a busy one for that matter, where host of activities are carried out there. So for our poem today, we will be looking at what exactly this market in particular has, what the characters involve, the roles they played, and try to compare that to the normal activities in the market if you have ever been to the market. Okay. So let's quickly look at the keywords you are likely to come across in the poem. Some keywords are battered, agitation, convenience, oblivious, shuffling, suit, bustle, glide. Counsels, very good. So we have battered, agitation, convenience, oblivious, shuffling, suit, bustle, glide, and then counsels. So the word battered has to do with something that is worn out, something that is no more pleasant for use. It doesn't look nice. And then we talk about agitation. That's to do with anxiety, the state of being worried, over something. When you are anxious, say the person is worried over something. Then we have convenience, something suitable, something good. It is convenient, means yes, it is okay. Oblivious. Some of these words, anyway, when you read from the poem, the way it sounds, you can easily get the meaning. Oblivious means unaware. Unaware of the things around you. Then we have shuffling. The movement of the feet, the dragging of the feet on the floor. Sometimes when you are worn out, you are tired, even carrying your legs seem very heavy for you, or mommy says you are reluctant in going, you drag your feet on the ground, yes, on the floor, whatever, the noise, yes, so that's shuffling. Then we have soothe, to calm. Soothe means to calm. Then bustle has to do with the commotion that occurs when there is movement. Bustle. Then we have glide. It's also movement of something without anything coming across. It moves smoothly. Then we have counsel. So we have this to mean advice. Someone counsels you. It means the person advised you, or the person, yes, advises you. That is in a simple present tense, if I should put it that way. Very good. Quickly, we want to look at some literary devices we have learnt in our previous lesson, and also brainstorm to see if we can still get the meaning of this one. So look on your screen, and then just ponder over the devices you can see. Try to answer by providing meaning to those ones and see if you are still on track. Okay, so on our screen we have metaphor, we have personification, we have irony, we have onomatopoeia, we have oxymoron, we have euphemism, we have simile, we have alliteration, we have assonance. Let me quickly take you through these ones. So metaphor is direct comparison of two things that are not similar. They are not the same. Okay, but these two things are being compared. Example can be she's a cat, she's a pig. Mama is a sunrise. We have direct comparison. You realize that if you say someone is a cat, the person doesn't have the features of a cat, but it could be that the person has a character trait that looks like a cat. And so, yes, that comparison is a metaphor. Then we have personification, where human qualities or features are given to inanimate things, are given to things, objects, etc. So where we say that the table has 4 legs, tables do not have legs, they have stands. Okay, yes, so we are giving human qualities to that thing. Or where we say that the sun smiled at me, the sun cannot smile, the sun can only shine. And so if you use that word smile, it means you are saying that the sun has human feature. So that is it about personification. Then we have irony, where we say the opposite of the thing. We say the opposite of what is obvious. So looking at the man, he is very short, and you say that this man looks tall, or the man is fair. You say the dark man. We are saying the opposite of what is obvious. Then we have onomatopoeia, which is a sound device. And this one, the words used suggest the meaning. The words used suggest the meaning. Okay, I think an example we are likely to come across is the word shuffling. Shuffling, yes, shuffling. Then we have oxymoron, where we have the use of two opposite words. These two words are used closely together. Okay, they are used closely together. So we have Amma is such a beautiful ugly girl, which seem impossible. But yes, it could be that outwardly Amma looks pretty, inwardly she has a character that looks what? Ugly. So yes, we can have that. Or I had a sweet bitter experience. A sweet bitter experience. Yes, that is a mixed feeling, I suppose. Then we have euphemism, giving unpleasant things a pleasant look. Okay, you give unpleasant things a pleasant look. So she was carried in a wooden box. Instead of saying the person was carried in a casket or in a coffin, you give that nice look to the thing. A wooden box. Is that clear? So that is euphemism. Then we have simile, the use of it also compares. It compares, and it is done also with something that two things that are not really alike. But what happens is that this one uses the words as, like. Okay, so example, she is as beautiful as the sun. Okay, that is simile. Mama is like a sunrise. Mama is like a sunrise. We have mama being compared to the sun, or the sunrise. Then we have alliteration. It's a sound device where we have the use of two similar consonant sounds. Okay, so consonant letters, the use of similar consonant sounds in lines. Very good. Then we have assonance, the use of similar vowel sounds. Okay, repeated vowel sounds in line. That is assonance. Very good. Now, before we come to the summary of the poem, let us read the poem, then we'll come to the summary. So, the poem, Makola by Teresa Enin. Head bent, rags all around the upside down pan, picking her nose, shuffling her feet, oblivious to the bustle and the calls of the driver's mates. This morning she quarreled with her husband. Why wouldn't he understand that her work is very tedious and involving? Why must it all be on his terms, at his convenience? Move out of the way, move out, I say, shouts the cart pusher. None cares about his agitation. The sweat runs down his face, tiny rivulets of disappointment and fear. They snake down and glide effortlessly into his dirty t-shirt. His tongue peeps out and licks the beads of sweat on his lip. That young girl with the thin arms balances a bowl of sachet water on her head. The runny-nosed baby at her back is supported with a faded ATL cloth. He holds in his hands a battered teddy with an eye missing. The baby whimpers. She tries to soothe him by patting his leg. He refuses to be soothed and gives out a loud yell. Put him to breast, one woman counsels. I can't, she says. I have no breast milk. That's an interesting poem, a very interesting one. Now let's look at the summary of the poem. So the poem identifies some specific characters. So we have the cart pusher, normally the truck pusher like we said, the young girl, that's the teenager, the driver's mates, the kayaye. Okay, then we have a baby mentioned, and then the woman who also left the house worried. The poem draws our mind to the life in the market, how people go about their normal duties, that's selling and buying. We also have confrontation with others, perhaps, yes, when matters are not understood properly. It also talks about a woman who had her mind preoccupied with issues at home and lacks concentration on other things she has to attend to. The driver's mates are busily calling on passengers to board their vehicles. The cart pusher yells at people to give him space to operate, but no one is concerned about how he feels. A young girl appears on the scene with a baby at her back. She seems busy with a sachet of water she's carrying on her head. All efforts to calm the restless baby prove futile. A woman counsels her to put the child to breast, but looks like she can't provide the child with that neither. Irrespective of the busy schedules one has, our work sometimes interfere with that of others. I believe that all these characters mentioned in the summary can be fished out in the poem. Very good. So for our lesson today, briefly we have talked about the poem Makola. We have identified some keywords and tried to give some possible meanings to them. We have also revised where we look at some literary devices we have talked about in our previous lessons. Then we quickly went through the poem and we also gave a summary of the poem. Very good. I believe our lesson today has been successful. I will urge you all to read the poem properly. Take your time, read through the lines, and try to assess yourself by fishing out some devices, if possible, in the lines if you think there is any. Then you also answer the questions attached to the lesson. Answer the questions attached to the lesson. Okay? All right. So thanks so much for making time with me. I'll meet you again where we will look at the devices in the poem. Be safe and be good. Bye-bye.